I wasn't convinced they're actually going to run a play. I thought they might try to draw him offside. Bill, what are you seeing there?
I have a muff ball, so anybody can pick it up and run with it. Had it been a fumble on 4th down, only the person that fumbled it could advance it. So being that this is a muff, no possession, anybody can pick it up on the offense.
Look at the ball. Watch the ball. Tell me if you ever see that you could see it bouncing around. I think anytime a center on a sneak, he starts to reach.
Rolling on the field, it was a fumble by the quarterback. The ball was recovered beyond the line, but the ball will be returned due to the 4th down play. Will be returned to the fumble. It'll be Alabama's ball.
Well, this is not, Bill, the way you see it. This is an enormous decision on the field. Alabama will have it in plus territory if this call stands. Is that something they can look at in replay, whether the quarterback had possession, Bill?
Possession is reviewable.
Sark, I think, sees it the way you do, Bill. By the way, he talked about a huge moment in this game. I just don't think he ever had the football.
You know, and I go back to what possession is. I don't care if it's a pass, a kick.
And you can see the ball right there.
No,
he never had it.
Hands.
And again, you're talking about a quarterback that's in the shotgun 90% of the time. You know, you got to stay with the center on a sneak, and that ball came out.
David Allman is the replay official for this SEC crew. They work with the headquarters in Birmingham, but the decisions will be made here, along with Matt Leffler, the referee. Again, possession, if it's reviewable, what specifically, Bill, are they looking at to determine whether he had it long enough?
I look for the same thing I do on a pass. You've got to have firm control of the ball. You got to be able to do a football move. He hasn't done any of that.
Bill, is there enough here to overturn this?
I say there's enough.
It's because you want to be right? I mean, just kidding.
Well, the ball came, it hit about 3 different legs before.
Billy, here's a good look for you right here. This is going to be your look.
No, he's pulling his hands away without the ball. This is one of the weirdest replays you've ever seen in an incredibly impactful situation in the game. It's either Texas ball
ever possessed.
It's either Texas ball with the first down in Alabama territory or Bama ball in Texas territory.
Bill's rules.
After review,
that's
the
first down
quarterback
Texas.
never gained possession of the ball. Therefore, it's a backward pass, which can be advanced. It was advanced beyond the line of the game. It's a first down for Texas.
That's why Billy's up here, setting it straight. That a bad, Bill.
Probably better up here than I was on the field, maybe, huh?
Well, that's a huge play, and you made the right call there at the beginning. We could see on the replay he never had possession. Good job there by Brooks to pick it up, and Texas keeps this drive alive.
An incredible piece of good fortune. And alert play by Brooks. They tried to rush up and go for it in 3rd and short, didn't get it. Try to sneak from about 1.5 yards away. Now Ewers batted. No, it's right back to him. Weird stuff is happening. The quarterback on the reception will scamper out of bounds for 5 yards. What's going to happen next?
How about Lawson? He times that up. The backer knocks it down. Most quarterbacks are taught just knock the ball down. Ewers lost all this weight, so he said, I'm just going to catch it and take off and run. We've seen him use his legs a few times tonight.
Brooks made that alert scoop. That could end up being one of the biggest plays of this game if Texas comes out on top. Runs it down there, 3rd and short again now.
Texas keeps working the edges. Sark knows how tough it is between the tackles, but doing a good job of mixing up these looks.
Ewers has time, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Mitchell in heavy traffic. Now it's 4th and 2. From the 42.
Go back to what Sark said before the game, halftime with Holly. We came in here to win. We have an aggressive mindset. That's who we are. Boy, is he living up to that here on these last 2 4th downs if he decides to go here again.
It sure is. He's also got a defense that's not allowed a touchdown tonight. You could pin him back. Head coach putting it on the line. And Brooks fighting. I think he got there. Dallas Turner wrapped him up. And this time it is going to be a turnover on downs. The The side just ran in. I thought he was clearly short. And it is short. Alabama football.
Watch Turner. Watch him come all the way over. Doesn't even really get set. Blows Sanders up. It makes the play of the night for Alabama. Lawson Hope cleans it up. That was a remarkable effort. Turner had the big play last year on a sack against Ewers. Here, 4th down and short. Pushes Sanders, the tight end, and then gets off that block. That is a remarkable effort by a guy who's known as a pass rusher. That time makes a play to defend the run.
Leader on this defense. He was been tutored by the great Will Anderson in his career. Was that an improv play? You think he just decided to go?
No, I think he reacted late to the alignment and got in position to make a play.
Verdell Williams. There'll be some grumbling in this crowd. They definitely want to see the run game reestablished, but they're getting a little impatient with this offense. Dialed up 237. That's it.
I got to keep looking. It's 13-9. You know, it feels like Texas is up by a couple scores, but Alabama's kind of hanging in there defensively. Texas has missed some big opportunities where they've been in plus territory, haven't been able to come away with points. So we got a 4-point game here late in the third.
Running on 2nd and long. McClellan can't escape for long. Ethan Burt, another tackle. 3rd and 6. There's some grumbling from the faithful in Tuscaloosa here.
Now they're frustrated by this conservative approach. Watch Sweat here, 93, right in the middle. Big man, 362, works through that double team and affects the timing of that play. You know, we talked with Seth McLaughlin, the center, yesterday, and he said, man, the double team's going to be everything against the size of this Texas defensive front. That time, Sweat wins.
Going to hold off 600 pounds and to have that be your job description. He just did it there. Millroe escaping the pocket, tries to get there with his legs, and he does. Scamper for a 1st down in Texas territory. Bender was giving chase, but it's a fresh set.
Well, the big thing they talked about is not getting out of their lanes. Here's a freshman that got out of his rush lane, off to the right. He gets upfield. You can't get upfield beyond the quarterback. When you do, now he's got a lane, and with that speed, he's going to be able to beat you to the corner for a 1st down. Look at this rush lane open up. If that freshman, number 0, if he would have squeezed, kept him in a pocket, that would not have happened.
Play fake. Millroe immediately pressured. Came flying off the edge, eventually tackled behind the line. Keaton Crawford got there in a heartbeat.
He did a really good job of disguising it. I don't think Millroe anticipated it, saw it. McClellan actually sees it late, but not soon enough to be able to help. But somehow, Jalen Millroe, with that athletic ability, is at least able to avoid a disaster.
Millroe again has to elude pressure, launches downfield. Here's caught for a touchdown by Jermaine Burton. They waited 3 quarters finally for this Alabama pass game to really come to life. 49-yard strike from Millroe to Burton, and Bama has its first lead.
Well, we've talked so much about Sark, how he draws plays, what he does before the snap, and how it helps him create matchups. Well, Alabama fans, Tommy Rees just showed you what he can do as well by creating a matchup.
And Jermaine Burton, the Georgia transfer, 6 touchdowns now in his last 6 games.
Alabama fans, you just said murmurs, booing. Bond right here is going to come in motion. Right now, you got a corner on the best receiver from Alabama. Watch what happens with the motion. That corner's now, because of Bond in motion, he's now going to be taking Bond right here. Now you're going to get Burton matched up right here, which is exactly what you want. with a safety. So by using the motion, you take the corner off of your best receiver, and you get him matched up in a mismatch against a safety in Jaron Thompson, who cannot stay with him one-on-one. And what a throw. He had time to make it. Millroe throws his best ball, which is a deep ball, right over the shoulder for the touchdown. We were joking with Saban pregame after watching Millroe complete beautiful deep ball after beautiful deep ball. I said, I think he just go bombs away. Just throw, and he kind of laughed. Maybe we weren't kidding. No, I mean, between his scrambles and the deep ball, that's and then you mix in some of the run game. That's where they are right now as far as the comfort zone of this offense, week 2. And as you said, it just felt like Texas should have made more of your opportunities to build a bigger lead. Now they're down by 3. Closing into the fourth quarter. To Matt Berry.
All right, gentlemen, you know better than anyone, weird stuff can happen in Lubbock on a Saturday night. This is Tyler Shuck, former Oregon quarterback, now the starter for Texas Tech, takes it in, gives them the lead. Later, Shuck to Duran Bradley, and right now, Texas Tech up on Oregon, 27-18.
What about that?
Yeah, I do. Once in a while, you stumble into it.
Now Ewers, and this Texas offense has to respond. This place is louder than it's been all night. On the pop pass, Keelan Robinson's going to be knocked down after about a 5-yard gain, and it should be the last play of this third quarter. Crimson Tide got a field goal after penalties spoiled one drive, and then the 49-yard strike.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers, the workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks. Ford F-Series, 100% assembled in America. Because we're all in on America.
When you buy 10 tickets on Vivid Seats, you get the 11th ticket free. I wonder what my 11th will be.
Hey! You're trash!
Living rent-free in a hockey player's head?
Or maybe just make some noise!
What's your 11th?
Being an NFL fan is the greatest. Unless your home team doesn't match your hometown. Because it's hard for dolphins to survive in the desert. And eagles don't tend to nest with giants. But with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can watch your favorite teams out of market Sunday games. So no matter where you live, it'll feel a little more like home. At least on Sundays. NFL Sunday Ticket, only on YouTube and YouTube TV. Last chance to save $50.
All right, guys, listen up. This entire season boils down to one word.
Bundle home and auto.
But that's 4 words.
Not if you bundle them.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
On season 6 of Fansville, it's the last year of college football as we know it.
What's going on?
The road to the playoff is expanding.
To 12 lanes.
Rivalries are crumbling.
Why are you leaving?
TV revenue. You wouldn't understand.
So we're just not rivals anymore?
Tensions are rising.
Where's the flag?
These refs should be criminally investigated. Do something!
Because this season, things are heating up.
What's happening, Sheriff?
It's a transfer portal. It's out of control.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
You're watching the Allstate Crossbar Classic.
Glad you're with us. This presentation of the SEC on ESPN. Final quarter. Texas behind for the first time tonight, facing a 2nd and 7. Ewers. He takes a downfield shot. And ball falls to the ground. There's a flag as Mitchell, who's going out there, just got grabbed in coverage.
The second time we've seen Arnold just hold on after Mitchell's got behind him. Like I said, it's been an up and down night for Terry and Arnold.
Pass interference on the defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. First down.
See so many of these because a 15-yard penalty is a lot better than what probably would have happened if he hadn't grabbed the receiver.
Yeah, he loses his balance, but again, he's holding on to that jersey.
Moves the ball to the 43.
How much does this game feel like last year? What was it, 13-10 at the end of the third quarter last year?
Feels like penalties are a big factor too. 9th for Alabama. Ewers still has it and finds his tight end, Sanders. Big man, rumbling free, gets a block, stiff arm. Lowers the shoulder. What a run after the catch for this athletic tight end from Texas.
Boy, does this open up off after the play fake. Baxter, the freshman, goes out into the flat. Watch Baxter go out into the flat right here. And watch how he pulls the defense with him. Right here, those two defenders both kind of come up, opened it up nicely right behind it.
50-yard chunk. Sets up 1st and goal. Play fake. Ewers. Slant. Touchdown, Mitchell. What a response by Texas. Bama scores the first touchdown of the night. Texas trails for the first time. 3 plays, 75 yards. How do you do to reclaim the lead?
Caleb Downs, the freshman, who's going to be a superstar. He has his eyes in the backfield. What I love here is watch Ewers wait for the right time. Let him clear the freshman, and he throws it right behind him for that touchdown.
Mitchell made an impact as a Georgia Bulldog against Alabama and has certainly done so here tonight. Xavier Worthy, Jatavian Sanders, Whittington, Baxter, Mitchell. They got some playmakers for Ewers to pitch the football to. It's Texas back on top by 4.
You're gonna have to care about everything more than anything.
Wrexham, as a club, are the underdogs.
You know what happens in moments of life and death is that everything comes into focus.
Enjoy this. Can I see the screen? 1 minute.
Why is it wherever you go, death follows?
Maybe fate brought you here for a reason.
Let it rip.
I'm a winner! Welcome to the future.
Now we're speaking the same language.
Did we just get hustled? There's no way they were 70.
Interesting. It's both an electric and a gas car.
Yep.
Quite the paradox.
So JJ's for lunch?
Electric for short trips, gas for long. It really is both. The first ever Lexus RX plug-in hybrid.
With college football on ESPN+, you get the best teams and the biggest conferences, and so much college football action from across the country. So sign up now at ESPNplus.com.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. X-Chair has done it again with our groundbreaking Elemax technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. By synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience, our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an out-of-this-world place of comfort and productivity. X-Chair is charting a new course, helping workers everywhere find comfort as their work worlds zoom back and forth. Even though your work reality may continue to shift, we've got our eye on the future of work so you can focus on the present. And from where we sit, the future still feels good. Save up to $300 and revamp your workspace during X-Chair's Labor Day sale. Ends September 12th.
There's some streaks on the line here. Bama hasn't lost at home since Joe Burrow, the Bayou Bengals, came in here in 2019.
What a game.
21 in a row is the longest in FBS. Haven't lost a non-conference game since Saban's first year. A shocker. Texas last beat him in 82. Well, what did Sark say, Kirk? I want my team stand to the center, then throw a haymaker. That was a haymaker. They just took one, and then they just landed right back.
Came right back.
Lefty Stone boots it away. And Law will let it bounce. Well, we talked about the parallels to last year's Classic in Austin. You know, Bryce Young and the Tide come out. They were frustrated for most of the day on offense. Early on in this game, Ewers was planted in the ground by Dallas Turner on a personal foul, knocked out. And in the end, Bryce Young escapes that sack. That was the biggest play. Reichard knocks it through. It was a, quote, moral victory for Sarkeesian at that point, he said, but it still really stung.
And I think they grew that day, and they're not into moral victories in Austin. But I really think as a program in his second year, it enabled them. They ended up 8-5. Every loss they had was by a touchdown or less. I think it gave them confidence coming into tonight. And you got to love Sark and the culture on display tonight, battling in year 3.
Millroe delivers right into the hands of a Longhorn. Intercepted by Jared Thompson. His second mistake. He steps out inside the 10. That is a disastrous play for Millroe. His second pick tonight.
Thompson doesn't do anything fancy to disguise. He's right here. I just don't think Millroe, coming off that play action, got his eyes on him. He never saw him. I mean, again, he thinks he's got a one-on-one opportunity to throw that ball out to Burton, and instead, he throws it right into the arms of Thompson, who's just sitting there. He does a good job of reacting, reading the eyes, and kind of telegraphed it, brought him over.
Burton hustled back to save a touchdown, but Thompson says, what? The ball's in my chest,
I'll take it. Pete Witkowski, the defensive coordinator, fired up about that turnover.
Now we got suddenly a huge sequence for Alabama's defense. They had the lead a minute ago. Now Texas trying to punch it in to stretch this to double digits. Worthy in motion. Brooks fights to the end zone, and Texas quickly cashes in to build the lead. What an incredible turnaround in the last few plays.
Heck of a job of executing up front. Good effort here by Brooks. There was some initial penetration. The leg drive here, the balance, and the progressive pylon cam showing you he gets up and over before that knee touches. But there were some really good blocks up front.
It's been hard to gain yards on this Alabama front on the ground tonight. Kind of a strange-looking play. It was a delay. He was patient and then powers his way in. And Sarkeesian and crew lead by 11 now, 13:50 to play.
Just watch up front here. Christian Jones, the right tackle. Look at that push right there. See, good push. Campbell gets up to the second level. Good effort there, running there by Brooks, and they're in the end zone for a touchdown.
2 touchdowns in 15 seconds.
We're surprising Twisted Tea superfans with a Twisted Tea drop. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol to kick off your game day. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
be devoted to you. You don't have to be there to be there with AT&T 5G.
I used to watch the Heisman House every year on TV. And I'd always wonder, is it real? It's very real.
Take a little bit more up the top.
Now that I've been here a while, it's a lot like campus. We have roommates.
Hey, Caleb, just try and keep it down. It's nap time.
Of course, there's a gym.
10.
All right, people, here we go. Looking good, RG3.
No, you're looking good, RG3.
Yeah, so it's a lot
We need
like...
the room, rookie.
We're doing a ticky-tock.
Just like campus.
Hi, this is Chantrice, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. No, actually, the mild spiciness of the jalapeno peppers. No, it's the crispy chicken. Actually, I can't decide. It's the entire sandwich.
Hey, my name's Liam, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is that it's so creamy. The pimento cheese has the great flavor, but it also lets everything else on the sandwich elevate it. That takes it up to another level. It's the best.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me?
Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Whoa! Touchdown, yeah! And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, 18 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app. And in part by Allstate, proud sponsor of the Allstate Crossbar Classic.
Wow, what a last few minutes here. These folks are stunned. Alabama got their first lead of the night and led for exactly 1 minute and 9 seconds before Texas responded. The pick and the one-play touchdown drive, and suddenly the margin is 11 in the fourth quarter. Well, the All-State bus is here at the All-State Crossbar Classic, helping us with all the action today. Kirk, what's the All-State Good Hands play?
Well, I think a huge game today was Miami and Texas A&M. It really went back and forth, but Tyler Van Dyke had a monster game. 374 through the air, 5 touchdowns on the afternoon. And the Canes and Mario Cristobal needed a big win. And this is a big win in year 2 for this program. They go to 2-0 and build some great momentum heading into week 3.
Canes fans also don't mind see Jimbo Fisher take the L. All right, there's some urgency now. Double-digit deficit, and Millroe will launch downfield, looking for Bond, who laid out, but it was just over the speedster's fingers.
Millroe took a big hit there. Was able to get that ball off, threw it pretty accurately, but there's that Texas front again, working to get off blocks. Boom, hits him right there. Boy, pretty good ball considering he's getting a lot of pressure. Murphy hits him just after he releases that ball.
Hit by the strongest guy on the team, who plays with a nasty edge. Well, again, it'll be dropped. There's a flag in the pocket there. Ethan Burke has had a monster night. The sophomore from right there in Austin.
It looked like they started to call it, but they picked it up. I'm with you. Again, the left tackle.
They did pick up the flag.
He pulled him down. He pulled Burke down. Proctor watch at the top. Good push here again by Burke. See, Proctor, he does his best to try to bring him down.
He took him down right to the quarterback's foot.
Well, I'll tell you what, he wanted to throw it. It was holding.
Because he's the sack.
But he's got a sack there. It's not going to have any effect. So
I got you.
He ate the flag.
Yep.
4th sack by this Horns front. They have been all over Millroe tonight. They pressured him a whole bunch of time. Another low snap, which he has to collect and fire over the middle. And this time the catch is made by Benson. Malik Benson with a big catch, desperately needed. First out of the 45.
Kobe Prentice 6. Watch him kind of clear it out. Takes some defenders, keeps those safeties back. Creates a nice opening there behind the linebacker, Jalen Ford, and in front of the safeties. Few times we've seen him, where the pressure is the most on 3rd and long, make big throws into the middle of that Texas defense.
27 on 3rd and 17. Millroe looking to throw again. Checks it down, and that's Prentice. He's been effective on those middle-range crossing routes. Now it's inside the 40.
But he's bounced back from that pick. Does a good job on the read of Barron. Look to the left in the flat. 23. Kind of sits there. He comes up to the back. Boy, he's got a strong arm.
Arm strength never the issue. That's for sure. McClellan. Heavy traffic on the right side. Jalen Ford has just been a leader on this defense. Mentored by great Derek Johnson. Just kind of setting the tone and what Sarkeesian about the culture in Austin. He's one of the tone setters.
Yeah, he is.
Great player.
He talked about a legacy of his and his entire group of seniors. They wanted people to remember what they did for this program and trying to be a guy that's helping the younger players get this program headed in a great direction. What a mature. Sometimes you talk to guys, they just have a look about him. He's one of those guys that's kind of an old soul, takes his job very serious of being a leader.
Another low snap. Millroe scoops it up, has time, and delivers over the middle. And the catch is made by Nyblack, and he's into the end zone. Somehow eludes tacklers in Alabama. Not done yet. A quick strike. Not the finest moment for Texas defense tonight.
Let's go back to the fact that his ball's on the ground again. I mean, he loses it. You're thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? Composure, eyes downfield, and again into the teeth of that Texas defense to the tight end, Nyblack, who's an athletic, tough matchup type of tight end.
Isaiah Bond put a man on the ground with a physical block to help him get the final few yards. And now Alabama down by 5, going for 2. Haymakers back and forth now.
Gonna run him here.
And like Texas, Texas came on the field, valuing these few yards of this 2-point difference between the 5-point lead and the 3-point lead. Spends a timeout.
Again, remember last week against Middle Tennessee, ball rolled past him, he picked it up and ran for a touchdown. You got to really respect how much he's been pressured, sacked 4 times, balls on the ground. Every snap counts for this Bama offense, and he makes that throw on a night where it hasn't been great. Hadn't been great throwing the football, but we've seen him have some success in the middle. Those safeties are going wide. It's opening up the middle. That is a tough throw for a guy trying to get his confidence established as a passer. But he's made 3 big ones today, and that was for a touchdown.
Could a defense lose its focus when the ball is dropped like that? Millroe didn't, but they seem to be asleep.
Well, you can get your eyes in the backfield.
Yeah.
You know, that when that ball's on the ground, usually it can affect the pass rush. But there's been openings in the middle on that defense. And Bama and Tommy Reese adjustment, just trying to get the ball thrown in there. Those deep crossers.
Now let's see what Reese has worked on. 2-point plays. McClellan in the backfield. Millroe scanning, and he just flips it up into the air, and the catch is made, and the conversion is good. It's Isaiah Bond. 3-point game now.
What an effort to come down with a critical 2-pointer to get this game within 3.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night. But with help from the Home Depot, you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
There are people who say things aren't made here anymore. Those people should come to Michigan or Kentucky or Missouri, where you'll find Ford workers not just assembling vehicles, but building the future of automotive manufacturing. It's why Ford employs the most hourly auto workers in this country. Can't speak for the other guys, but we're all in on America.
Ray Magliozzi here. When you need parts, eBay Motors ensures a guaranteed fit. Hey, Dave?
Yep. Wait,
How are those new wipers?
they're small.
Just go to eBay Motors, where the check means a guaranteed fit. Let's ride.
You can't buy great conversations or moments that matter, but you can invest in them. At T. Rowe Price, our strategic investing approach can help you build the future you imagine. T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence.
This is a story that takes place every Saturday. There's magic rocks, wild animals, techno, and rivalries that go back decades. This story has everything. Want to hear it?
UFC 293. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
Matt Berry back at our college football studio. Peyton Thorne's going to get a little taste of Pac-12 After Dark. That game's going to kick at 10:40, or we'll move it to ESPN News and move it back here to ESPN at the conclusion of Alabama, Texas.
Thanks, Matt. How much fun is this, folks? If you're a fan of Texas or Alabama, you're nervous about the outcome. If you just love college football, look at this scene. Look at these two programs, these two brands, burnt orange and crimson on the same field, and they are throwing haymakers. And we've had 4 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes. Remind you the landscape. Chick-fil-A bringing you the AP poll rankings here. Bama came in 3. And Texas just kind of on the fringe of this. The teams in the top 10 have lost or really struggled, except for Alabama. And we'll see. Texas keeps getting tested. They keep making plays and passing the test. But now back to work, just a 3-point game. 11:08. Ewers and his playmakers have been giving Bama's defense a lot of trouble in the second half. Screen. Sanders again. Tight end takes off. Look at the big man move. A flag comes flying in. This will be against Texas. A scrum at the end of the play.
Left tackle, as you saw, Chris Banks grabs on to the defensive back in space.
On the field, the player was down.
They'll review that. It'll be a spot foul. Jatavian Sanders, his ability to just release from the line with such quickness, a big man moving fast. What a weapon he is.
Holding on the offense, number 78. The 10-yard penalty from the start of foul. First down.
But you get a big tackle and Banks trying to block Kool-Aid McKinstry, which is a tough thing to do. And he gets around him, so that's his answer. But you're right, Chris, about Sanders. You look at one of the premier tight ends in the country, 6'4", 245, a matchup problem, but that time with Sark's play action again off of 1st and 10. They've been doing it all night on 1st and 10. Another successful one. Alabama out of position. It comes back after that hold.
Well, they're behind the sticks now, 1st and 15 instead of being in Alabama territory. Ewers scampers and has to throw it in the ground. Nobody open, and Tim Keenan was pursuing him.
Kendrick Blackshire, who's in for Marshall in the middle of this defense, watch him sniff this out. They've heard all week about the potential of Sark in the screens. That time he does a nice job of feeling it, reading it, and even if it was caught, it's going to be a loss.
And this Alabama front, which doesn't have a sack tonight, begin to impose itself. Burton in the final 11 minutes. Empty backfield against the three-man rush. Ewers throws across the middle and has Jordan Whittington, and he's still going. Whittington breaking tackles and diving down into Alabama territory. Got away from Malachi Moore, of all people.
Yeah, boy, is Ewers calm, cool, and collected. We've seen Texas defense have some openings in the middle. This time, Ewers has time. Look at the eyes. Look at the poise, the composure. Comes off. Sees that opening, zone defense, makes a great throw.
Whittington is a big physical dude, north of 200 pounds and tough to bring down. Ewers again looking to throw, and it's Baxter, takes the flip, and what is almost like a running play, picks up about 4 before McKinstry gets in.
We're going to have to keep updating Ewers' 1st and 10 stats. I mean, this has been remarkable what Sark's been able to do. Instead of waiting till 3rd down when everybody knows you're going to throw, he said he's going to be aggressive. He's in here to try to win this game, and he's calling this game with that in mind.
Ewers over 300 yards off the left side. Baxter plows forward. That's very near the marker inside the 40.
Yeah, and Sark's a run-first, set-up the pass type of guy usually, but he knows how hard it is to run the ball on 1st and 10 between the tackles. So breaking some tendencies, and it's really paid off for him.
Yeah, very pass-heavy tonight. 24 runs, 37 passes. And here's a handoff inside to Baxter. That's how they don't throw it on 1st down and pick up just a yard.
Yeah. He knew he didn't want to see a lot of that tonight, right? I can't get over this guy. He looks like he's at a Tuesday practice. I mean, look how calm he is. His feet have been calm when he's thrown, his composure. This is what you're looking for. He got hurt in that Alabama game, came back 4 weeks later, had a couple decent games. Everybody talked about Arch Manning coming in. He just went back to work, and it's really showing tonight.
Ewers from the pocket, launching downfield. Mitchell, touchdown, Texas. Aggression and execution, 39 yards. Wow. Haymakers keep coming.
Well, right on cue there, we're talking about his composure and how he handles things. Again, he's reading this safety. Downs, and he's got receivers underneath that impact the safety. So he knows, again, we saw this earlier on the left side. This time they go to the right. Creates a one-on-one matchup. Was a mismatch with Mitchell against Trey Amos, the backup corner who's a transfer from Louisiana. Again, Sark finds a matchup.
That's about 5 touchdowns in less than 7 minutes. The lead back to double digits. 8:23 to play. A special night for Ewers and these receivers.
You can feel it. A force that moves everything around it. With intensity and power that comes from deep down inside. Full-time fans, your passion is unshakable, and you deserve a reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
When Target's Threshold Decor welcomes more seasonal style for less. When rewards come with quality and coziness. And when you get low prices on the trends you love, that's totally Target.
If we want a more viable future for our kids, we need to find more sustainable ways of doing things. America's plastic makers are investing billions of dollars in new technologies and creating plastic products that are more recyclable, durable, and dependable. Our goal is a cleaner, healthier planet for generations to come. For a better tomorrow, we're focused on making plastics better today.
Attention Walmart shoppers, here's some straight talk for you. Use your loved ones to save money on wireless. So, you ready to commit to 2 lines to save cash? Have you ever saved your parents anything? Now, congratulations on your future savings. What's important in life? Family and saving money. right? And not necessarily in that order.
More lines mean more savings with Straight Talk. Just $25 a line for unlimited data, all on nationwide 5G. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Thursday Night Football on Prime.
Thursday Night Football returns as the Minnesota Vikings take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Stream Thursday Night Football only on Prime.
On a Heartbreaking Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
So this is goodbye?
Tech's moving to a new conference.
So we're not rivals anymore? What about our history?
This realignment's bigger than us both, but here, I got you something to remember me by.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar?
0. Like the odds of you making the playoff. Gotta go.
I'll always hate you in your overrated school.
I'll hate yours too.
We're still gonna out-recruit you.
We have higher academic standards.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Introducing new buttermilk biscuits in sweet and savory flavors. So everyone can have their perfect biscuit. Or add one on the side. Get a breakfast biscuit sandwich with a side for just $7 for a limited time.
Well, they've learned horns down here in Tuscaloosa, but it's horns up by 10 all season long. Student sections across the country competing in the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Didn't take them long to adopt what Oklahoma and everybody else who plays Texas does, but guess what? Texas is backing up their confidence. They have the lead again. Kendrick Law has a chance to return this one. And he's going to be knocked down right at the 20-yard line. Just cannot get over the way Quinn Ewers has played tonight.
Yeah, it's been from the beginning. We kind of set the scene. This was early, a big, deep ball, put it way up in the air, allowed Worthy to adjust to it. Sark deserves a lot of credit for the way he put him in a position to create some matchups that are big advantage. Sark said we're going to get 4 or 5. When we get him, we got to hit him. All this talk about what's wrong with Ewers in a deep ball. 0 for 7 against Rice. Wasn't great last year. He showed a lot of composure all game till that. He came over the sideline and he was feeling that. 3 for 5 now on balls 20 yards or longer with 2 touchdowns.
So Bama looks struck back quickly, has to do it again. Down 10 here. Millroe launching downfield and over the head of Isaiah Bond. Why not, huh? Holly?
Well, guys, Quinn Ewers has been so calm all game long. He gets sit down in front of his position coach, draw on the whiteboard. He occasionally goes over the offensive line, says, let's stay refocused. But after that last drive, he allowed himself some exuberance. He came over, chest bumped with Vince Young, and then he came up to the offensive line screaming, one more, let's go finish this. He is finally putting the cap off.
Love to see a great report, Holly. Millroe trying to answer, goes into heavy traffic. Conversation with Quinn was interesting because I think that the changes he made away from football in his life. He talked about embracing his faith. No one urged him to do that. He just said he kind of flipped the switch and became more religious and more calm and more commanding. And it's applied itself to his football, especially in an atmosphere like this.
Yeah, just talking to him, forget football, just talking to him. He just seemed to be at peace just with his life. I think he has perspective now. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, on him last year, trying to live up to all the unrealistic expectations.
Millroe drifting back and now just steps right into the pass rush of young Anthony Hill. Welcome to college football. This guy's going to be a nightmare for Texas opponents.
He's trying to make a big play. Now, anytime Tommy Rees talks to him, it's about trying to just take what's there. I know it's 3rd down. Obviously, he can't take a sack, but he did have some open receivers there underneath. But when you predetermine where to go with the ball as a young quarterback, and it's not there, you don't have that 2nd and 3rd option sometimes to pick up.
Much as he hates to do it, Saban has to punt it away. 4th and 18, and Burton from deep in his own territory launches a high, deep punt that's just going to bounce sideways and out of bounds near the Texas 30. Matt, what do you have?
Gentlemen, a night of fantastic finishes around the country in college football, and right now this one's getting good. Tanner Mordecai in Wisconsin have woken up on the road on the Palouse. Once down big, now down 2, 24-22. And don't forget tonight, big one in UFC. Adesanya arriving against Strickland, main card live now on ESPN+. Houston and Rice are tied at 28. We've got all kinds of stuff happening on a busy night in college football.
Adesanya, the style bender. He knows how to finish opponents off. Can Texas finish off Alabama here?
You saw his last
one. It's a metaphor. I did. He put someone to sleep. Baxter in the delay. Haven't had a ton of production from the ground game tonight. Just enough. That's Tresman Marshall, the tied linebacker, on his back. They've been hit in a vulnerable area. I just look, the job isn't done. As Ewers says, they want to go get one more. Exactly 7 minutes to play here. But what you see from this Texas team, if they can finish this, it takes something truly special to come in here and win as a visiting team. We talked about the great 2019 Joe Burrow-led LSU team, one of the great teams in history, the last team to come in here and beat Alabama. Look, Texas was an underdog, not given a great chance to be this impressive tonight in here.
No, but I think there are people, you have friends who are Texas Longhorns fans that are saying, man, let's put in Murphy, or what about Arch Manning? You know, that's just fans being fans. But Quinn Ewers, I think last year felt that.
Yeah.
I think he heard things like that. This year, I don't think he's listening to that. I think what you're seeing from him, this is not an aberration. This is who he is this year. I think he's grown up. I think he's matured. And I think he's letting the game come to him without trying to force the issue. And he and Sark together, and how they're going to draw plays every week, are going to be a force to deal with this year.
This is where the new clock rules, where outside of 2 minutes in each half, it doesn't stop for a first down or out of bounds. So Texas has a better chance under these rules of really chewing and milking. You can see they'll run this play clock down. But 6 plays, Kirk, of 30 plus, 5 of them for Sarkeesian's offense in the second half. 5 30-plus plays against Saban's defense in a half. Brooks off the right side, and he's still trying to push the pile forward, drag down about 3 yards short of the marker. It will be third down.
We're talking so much about Ewers, but they haven't had to rely on the backs. They only have 83 yards rushing. But I think they've had to have just enough from that running game throughout this game. And the offensive line, that's a veteran group. All 5 of these linemen started every game a year ago, and all 5 come back this year. It's very rare to have that kind of continuity up front, but they have that. So they have the ability to run and the ability to throw. Bama's got to load up and sell out against this run game right now.
Crucial to get off the field here and not let Texas move the chains and chew the clock, but they do that. First down, Jonathan Brooks, drag Blackshear, tick, tick, tick. Texas feeling good right now, and Saban's going to spend a timeout right here, already having to use one.
We've been bragging about Sanders as a receiver tonight. He's had monster night, over 100 yards. Watch 80 get out in front to the left. Actually, it's zero get out in front, Sanders. Just shows you that he's a total package. Big night receiving, takes on Kool-Aid McKinstry. Another tough run there. He's short by about 2 yards at contact, but goes right through Blackshear, the linebacker, to get that first down.
Would you say tonight just enough for the running game? That was just enough, and it impacts the strategy now in the home stretch. Saban having to burn his first timeout right here before a first down play.
There's something about a team that's been wounded. When Sark took over that first year, remember they looked like they were going to be okay. Then they had like 5 or 6 straight losses, had a tough year. Last year, had some big wins, but had some difficult losses at 8-5. A lot of these guys went through some of those games, some good and some bad. And they hear all that negativity. I think when you bond and you come together, you become a really dangerous veteran team. And that's what it looks like Sark has here in year 3.
Brooks off the right side. Look, you come into this place, and we've been documenting it. You can't think of a more impressive win in college football these days than coming in here and winning as a visitor. And yeah, it's only game 2, and Texas fans know that they stumbled and sputtered. They had that 6-game skid you talked about, another timeout spent by Saban. But then they had a letdown last year and some shocking losses, and things didn't end the way they wanted. But maybe, Kirk, they've learned from that, and part of being a veteran team is just going every week back to the job and not letting the outside buzz build and get in their heads.
That's what I'm saying. When you go through that as a veteran team, you go through those losses and you come back. I remember Ed Reed. Remember Ed Reed in his early 2000 teams. Remember him being hurt in that game against Florida State and breaking out of him? That's because he and that group in that class, they had suffered so much. And it was like he was determined to lead that team. This Texas team kind of has that kind of vibe, that they've been through enough misery.
They're down to just one timeout, Alabama. So serious urgency to get the stop here as Brooks on second long bounces it. See if he'll spend it here again. Yeah, they've used all 3 timeouts here on these plays, trying to preserve as much of the clock as they can. Down 10. Well, the CFP National Championship Trophy, which has taken up residence for times in Alabama. Georgia, of course, grabbed it the last couple of years. Monday night, January 8th in Houston is the championship game, and certainly Alabama hoping to get their clutches in the Dr. Pepper Trophy again. And this is one of those, and they're not out of it, by the way, even if they can't come back here. But Texas is going to seriously join the conversation and jump way up. Everybody's.
Oh yeah. Now Sark's been aggressive all night. He's been going for it. He's been doing what he needs to do. Does he throw the ball here as much as he's trusted Ewers? I think he does. I think you try to go for that knockout punch. Conventional wisdom, you run the ball, you keep the clock going, they're out of timeouts. I think he's trusting Ewers. I think he's going to try to throw this ball and pick up the first to end the game. Or not.
Well, they hand it off and pick up the first down and perhaps end the game. Brooks with a burst, and the Texas offensive line and skill people beginning to flex out there.
I think maybe Alabama's thinking the same thing. Look at this. You got it, motion, DB running with him, nobody in the middle. Because of the formation, they put 6 defensive backs on the field.
The parting of the Crimson Sea. Sark said, I like that call. They got 14 running on 3rd and 7. And now this clock is really going to be able to bleed away. And Saban can't stop it. Right now, his team can't stop Texas. Heel and Robinson for about 3.
Texas will shoot up in the rankings, you would think.
You think?
No, I'm saying Alabama. It's in the end of the world.
No.
The athletic directors and the coaches that are willing to take on these kind of games, I think you play it early in the year. What's Bama going to drop to? What do you think? Like flip? You know, go down to that 10 area?
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, look, Texas, if you're going to rank seriously on what teams have done so far this season,
they should shoot up.
You can make a case for them number 1. I mean, it's not going to happen, but they're going to be in the top 2 or 3 or 4.
But I'm just saying, Alabama, while they feel like it's the end of the world, it's not. You know, they got to fix a lot of things, but that's what you do, you know.
Well, their schedule is filled with a lot of challenges, but a lot of opportunities to stack up some quality wins. They may have no margin for error, though, Kirk, going into the SEC.
But I'll say this, before they even think about rankings and all that, there's so much that they've got to take care of. They got to figure out their identity on offense. Is Jalen Millroe their quarterback? Or where are they going to go? Their defense has some potential. They made a lot of mistakes. They had some busts in coverage. They didn't tackle particularly well. So it's a lot to figure out before they worry about their season, you know, how they rank in the standings.
A long laundry list of things to fix on that man's agenda.
Looks like Sark's going to call timeout.
But, you know, you're right about folks in Texas saying, you know, Ewers, he's had his chance. He can't be any better than last year. Malik Murphy, let's give him that. I had a lot of people DMing me saying that. I don't think they're saying that now, but in Alabama, the conversation might be, you know, Millroe showed some nice stuff, a couple of deep balls. We know he's a great runner. The 2 interceptions were crushing. Will there be an internal conversation in the Alabama coach's office about what to do going forward?
I think there has to be, right? I mean, there's a reason Millroe's playing, because he's performed the best. He has the best command of the offense. But after a night like this, depending on, you know, the direction of where they want to go as an offense with a new offensive coordinator, you got Tyler Buckner, you got Ty Simpson.
You got South Florida, Ole Miss, at Mississippi State. Those are the next 3, so perhaps a chance to evaluate. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 7. Will they run it again? Yes, it's Brooks, and this time to be dragged down a couple of yards short at the 35, and that 40-second clock keeps running. It'll be now near 2 minutes when they have to snap it this time.
Texas next step, handling prosperity. Everybody, you know, Texas, it's one reaction or the other. Either what are we doing, fire everybody, or oh my God, Ewers going to win the Heisman and Texas is going, you know, so you have to be able to handle both things, right? But I think this team has the maturity to be able to deal with that.
Need 3 to just keep it and start kneeling down. Alabama jumped there.
It's kind of fitting. That's a fitting ending right there.
Sark knows that's it. That is going to do it.
Wow.
Offside on the defense, number 17. Went into the neutral zone, causing a reaction by the offense. That's a 5-yard result and a first down.
You know, Sarkeesian was mentored by Pete Carroll early in his career. He goes to Washington. Not supposed to be any good. They beat Pete Carroll in USA. Beat his mentor, not just that year, but the year after. Another look at this. So he said that was sweet because massive respect for Pete. I said, would this be different coming in here and defeating Saban in Alabama? Not that it's personal, but he knows how tough the job is. Oh yeah, this would be the best.
He's had a confidence about him all week. I just think that he just felt like he had a team that could do this. I think he felt he had a quarterback that could come in here and do this. Give him a lot of credit. Building this culture in this 3rd year. And again, calling these plays tonight against Nick Saban and Kevin Steele. Ewers make great throws, but they had some great matchups that were created by pre-snap movement, some different formations, personnel groupings. He lived up to his reputation tonight.
For Sarkeesian, so many things go into being the CEO of a huge program like Texas. I mentioned building the culture. You have to acquire the roster, develop it. But then you get to game day. Steve Sarkeesian is flat out worth points on Saturday. And he might have been worth quite a few points tonight, right? When you can do that and do the rest of it.
Like I said, he and Ewers are going to be a lot of fun to watch this year.
It's a loss for the SEC that is added to a list. South Carolina losing to the Tar Heels. LSU beaten by Florida State. A&M today hammered by Miami. And now Texas, future SEC team, but in their last year, the Big 12 comes into Tuscaloosa and snaps a 21-game home field win streak. Texas is 2-0. We're not going to see anything more than that, but they look like a contender tonight. It's Sarkeesian almost consoling Saban there. It was a little bit of a reversal.
Look at this reaction.
You know, for a time, Saban ex-assistants couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Jimbo Fisher did get him. Of course, Kirby Smart got him. And now the 3rd time a former Saban assistant has beaten him. Only the 3rd time in 31 games. Let's hear from Sarkeesian with Holly.
Well, Coach Sarkeesian, you wanted an aggressive mindset. How was your aggressive play calling, throwing on first down, all the ways that you were aggressive tonight? How did it pay off?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing was I told the players just to trust me. We were going to be aggressive in everything that we did, and I had to back up what I preach if I want them to play that way too.
You know, of all people, how hard it is to win here in this place. What does it mean to you and to your program to get a win like this on the road?
Well, I didn't want to tell the guys that they were 52-1 in their last 53 games, so I guess they're 52-2 now.
All right, you had a pretty good performance from this young man back here. Tell me, Coach said you guys had to trust him, that it was going to be an aggressive game plan. How did you trust your coach?
We always trust Coach Sark. I mean, he's got it dialed up, and we prepare the way we prepare, and we're hard to stop.
The last drive of the game, you guys were over on the sideline. Refocus. How did you keep your entire offense calm, poised, and focused tonight?
We knew this whole week if we came in here, we were gonna ball out. We were gonna try to make them quit.
You've given up a lot in your life. You've sacrificed. You've shown discipline. How did it pay off for you tonight?
And it's huge. I mean, God is so good. I can't say that enough. How much God has put me through. He's made me so strong. I'm so proud of my team, You know, our defense, we balled out. I'm fired up for the rest of the way. Fired up.
You know, the whole world, the whole media, everybody's going to say something about Texas after this game. What should it be?
Nothing. We still got a lot of games to win. We're still going to roll though.
Thank you so much.
God bless. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, baby.
Yeah, there's no proclamations about Texas being back. He knows there's a long way to go. He knows what's happened in recent years. But, man, just stop and savor this for a second if you're a Longhorns fan. Singing your song in Alabama's home field. First double-digit loss for Saban here. See, it's a milestone for Texas. 349-3 for that guy right there.
This is college football right here, man.
Knocked out of the game in the first quarter against these guys. Had to watch Bryce Young bring Bama down the field and win late. Got to appreciate this. Alabama mistakes contributed, Kirk. You know, 10 more penalties, a couple of interceptions by Millroe. They tried to respond to Texas, but in the end, just too many mistakes, frankly, and busts on defense, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's going to take away the fact that Texas came into Tuscaloosa and Sark beats his mentor in Nick Saban. What I'm taking away, and you and I go back to long time with Texas. There's the hits with his son. It's pretty special. This is a landmark win for this program, not just Steve Sarkeesian. Texas has needed a win like this for a long time. It's cool that it happened in week 2. It's not the end of the season. He'll do a good job of keeping this in perspective. But this brand has been away a long time. And tonight they're back as far as showing people they can play with the best teams in the country.
I'm thinking of Bill Little, the great Texas administrator who passed away recently. Nobody loved Texas Longhorns more than him. And Bill, I'm thinking of you because he would have celebrated this as much as anybody. Texas fans all over the world, this is a big night. 34-24, Longhorns over the Crimson Tide. Hope you enjoyed it tonight. It was haymakers from both sides with Texas, the last man standing. Bill Fidel produced the game. Jimmy Platt directed it. Our entire crew from Tuscaloosa, we thoroughly enjoyed our evening here. Hope you did too. For Kirk and Holly, Chris Fowler saying good night from T-Town. Auburn and Cal.
Of the SEC begins in 2024 on ESPN and ABC.
Well, welcome everyone who just watched an incredible win for Texas in Tuscaloosa. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Caleb Burton here in Berkeley. We have had a crazy start to this game. On a third down, Auburn got the ball first. 3rd down and 4. Peyton Thorne, you're watching, lost the ball. Some of the officials thought he went out of bounds. Some thought he didn't. Jackson Sermon, linebacker for Cal, snatched the ball out of the air. What looked like a fumble, or maybe technically it would be ruled as an interception. Took it to the end zone. So that's the play that's under review. Jackson Sermon thinks he scored, and Brock, you and I have watched the replay. We don't think Peyton Thorne was out of bounds before the ball was coming out. We don't think Jackson Sermon stepped out of bounds on his way to the end zone.
You're exactly right. I'm pretty sure that's pretty clear cut that Peyton Thorne, that ball had come loose. He did not have possession when that ball popped out before his left foot touched down on the